Oh, it's happening. Finally. Finally, LS. He's been waiting. He's been waiting. And the Karthus is locked in.
I'm going to need some water. Hold on.
I like look over at LS's desk and there's 5 bottles of water. Oh, but you need to pour he's pouring them over his head right now. Needs to cool off.
Whew.
As the Talia being considered and locked in here for Fly. A lot of magic damage out from Gen.G, but Peanut will be building damage once again. But look at this. You want magic damage? Kingzone's got it in spades, boys and girls.
I'm excited.
I know you are. I can feel it.
Really.
You are vibrating on the desk right now.
I am glowing. Whatever illness I might have had has just left.
Evaporated.
Evaporated. It is in a different planet right now, as the king of the jungle has been locked in here.
Yep. The Karthus picked up. We'll see whether Gen.G can fight against it. They decided to not go with the Orianna. That actually would have worked out very well in this pile-in composition with the Slicing Maelstrom stunning people up, and then you can get that orb in there, but it's going to be the Talia wanting to control the battlefield a little bit more. Let's see who's going to be able to do it. The debut of Cuz on the Karthus. You best believe he's put his time and effort onto learning him in the jungle, though, because it's been meta for so long.
Gangplank Karthus on one team.
Yeah, dude.
We're going to have some sparks flying.
We had some scaling in our first match. You ain't seen nothing yet, boys and girls.
The scaling on this team composition is absolutely it's in a different universe.
It's in a different time zone.
It's in a completely different time zone. You thought Thanos was strong.
Yeah.
You haven't seen Karthus in the jungle.
I hope that at least one person understood my rock and roll racing reference just there.
All right, so Gen.G, Ezreal, Braum, Talia, J4, and Kennen. They're on the time bomb of their life. They have a bomb strapped to their chest.
Yeah.
It's like one of those really weird bombs.
I feel like they shouldn't have taken any stopwatches in the perfect timing just because you don't want to have a look at the clock when you're up against the Karthus. It makes you too nervous. It makes you too anxious. As we get into game number 2, Kingzone versus Gen.G. Wow. Lots of desperation from our Gen.G fans. There's a lot of Gen.G faithful that often turn up, as we've got Gen.G, speaking of which, piling in on top of a ward. You know, that is some value from Tucson.
The Gen.G fans, I think that what they're doing with that yell, though, is they're trying to give Gen.G the Spirit Bomb, because that's what they're going to need.
But that's not going to... I don't think that that's going to arm in time.
I don't think so either.
And I feel like the actual Spirit Bomb will be the Requiem.
Yes.
As Gen.G do understand that they have been on top of the ward, but you can see Kuz is already in position to start up the enemy red buff.
We've seen Karthus appear in Europe. He's also in Challengers Korea. But he hasn't really shown his head in the LCK. And I don't think that he's shown his head in the LPL. I'm very adamant that he's the best jungler in the game. I've been very vocal about that for quite some time. Now, one of the reasons that he hasn't been picked, according to some Korean players that I've asked at the LCK, is they don't think that he's that strong in the early time. But the problem is that he doesn't need to be. Because there's no jungler that can keep up with his clear speed. And the bomb that he provides, just with his immense pressure, is insane. So here, Cuz...
Well, he's going to be spotted.
Yeah, he is going to be spotted, which is a little bit unfortunate. It does look like he's just going to pick up this golem. He's actually going to consume, it looks like, the whole camp. So not just going to leave one of the little Krugs alive so that it doesn't allow for the respawn to occur. And now he's transitioning into his blue side. And another thing about Karthus that's interesting is, I think that one of the reasons that maybe a lot of players were hesitant to pick him up is...
Oh my goodness, that's an Ignite coming in from Tucson. The Gleaming Quill will be available. The flash after. This is Battle Rakan. One more auto attack and the solo kill. First blood for Tucson's Rakan. Yeah, that happened.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think the jungle's over.
It was already over. Let's be honest. Karthus was picked.
Yeah. It really. Well. As weird as that sounds, you don't get to fall behind against this champion. It's sort of like Nidalee, but more oppressive because he presses R while farming.
Yep.
It's one of the coolest things in the game. And then he gets Dark Harvest stacks.
Yeah.
And then it gets to a point that once he has the jungle item, he moves while farming. because the patience won't expire, so it's really cool. Now, I like what Tucson comes in here and does. He finds Peanut inside of the jungle, and he ignites him early. And I guess what Peanut's thinking is that...
Oh, deft flashed. Feels bad.
I guess he...
잡았어.
잡았어. I got it.
뭐해?
He's like, what is he doing?
He was trying to give it to
Yeah.
Deft, and he accidentally autoed. Feels bad. Oh, that's adorable, though. So Deft is tilted, so that might be something that Gen.G can play around.
One of the things, though, is that Cuz does have 2 camps that haven't been consumed yet. And so they're anti-rubber banded right now.
Yeah, and that's actually denied camps
Yes.
here from Peanut, so...
Which are the 2 most important camps for Karthus. Peanut comes back in here, confirms that it hasn't been consumed yet.
Yeah, Pawn's going to clear that one out. Eats that last remaining popcorn chicken and gets back to Fly in the mid lane. He was losing out on a bit of a trade there in mid, and actually you can see he's half the CS of Fly, but this is a full minion wave and a half. Being thrown in towards Pawn. He's going to be very comfortable. All right, nicely done there from Rascal. This is a pick that actually I wanted to see Noguri pick up a little bit earlier, because Noguri's gangplank is absolutely phenomenal. You can note that Rascal's gone towards the Grasp of the Undying just to give himself a little bit more staying power here in this lane. Cuvee looks like he's heading towards the on-hit build for the cannon, as the Seismic Shove is going to miss Pawn in the mid lane. Press the attack has been picked up. He does have Legends Bloodline as well.
Looking like he wants to try to gank. Wall of Pain going to come down here.
Yep, we'll be able to slow up Fly for the moment. He is moving himself in the other direction, though. Nice Q lands there from Pawn. Fly doesn't have to invest anything, and Cuz just comes over. We'll be able to get Pawn a bit of a more decent back timing, and has the teleport, of course, to get himself in here if he would like to, but maybe Pawn doesn't even need to teleport and can start going aggressive. Onto Peanut's location. Lay Wastes being thrown into this brush. Cuz, man, he's just everywhere. Q's going to land there onto Fly. Cuz finds himself on the wrong side. Pawn looking to lock down Fly, but now Cuz taking a lot of damage. Here from Peanut, Seismic Shove gets Pawn back into range. The threaded volley is fantastic. Cuz still has Flash somehow, gets the Flash knock-up. Does Peanut. Defile needs to come out as Cuvee makes the first rotation over. The Q lands, the W's there. And Cuz is going to lose his life. No Requiem available, he's only level 5. Gen.G punished the Karthus.
Karthus ended up getting shut down right there. That was some bizarre trade patterns by Pawn and Cuz. It did require Cuvee to come all the way down from top lane, though, in order to make this work.
Yeah, we're checking out the bottom side of the map as Deft and Tucson. Deft completely out of mana as he wants to trade with these guys. But let's have a look at this one yet again. Cuz, I believe, gets at least the Raptor.
Cuz ends up getting the entire Raptor camp, missing a lot of his Qs, wasn't toggling E either, so his mana was getting pretty low. He should have probably flashed way sooner, before the Jarvan even has the ability to try to knock him up, and he can throw Lay Wastes at Fly to make him angle up to the northwest, and at that point he probably would have been able to get out. So some bizarre play, and I mean, even prior to leading up to that, when Fly was below his Raptor camp, when Pawn and Cuz went to the gank, they backed off, which was really surprising.
Yeah.
Because Karthus is so powerful in a spot like that. It doesn't even matter if Peanut is in the Fog of War. You'll just end up you'll win the 2v2.
And at that stage as well, you just want to farm yourself some Dark Harvest stacks. Doesn't matter if you die, just get them Dark Harvest stacks, kill people afterwards. Cuvee is at least able to take down some of these barrels here, doing a great job. Parlay not able to beat the auto attack speed of Cuvee's cannon. And you can see it is confirmed on-hit cannon. Bilgewater Cutlass to come in.
Requiem is available now on Karthus. So Gangplank Ultimate and Karthus Ultimate both available. We can definitely have some bot lane parties. Anytime that Pawn is able to get priority in the middle lane. Missing some CS, actually.
Yeah, eating through his Corrupting Potions very quickly as well. Does have that Time Warp Tonic to keep himself a little bit more topped up. Rascal up here towards the top side of the map just wishes that he could keep some barrels here in this lane. Struggling just a little bit. The culling flies out. Just avoiding some turret damage is Deft as Ruler and Life just soak that one up themselves. There's some warning shots coming out there from Ruler as Deft does land the Piercing Light. utilizes the Guardian Shield very nicely there as well, as Pawn's just wondering why Fly keeps hitting him with stuff. His Pawn just wants to clear out the minion wave, does so very nicely, and does have teleport to make it back to the lane as he goes back home one more.
Curious to see if the blue buff is going to go over to Karthus or if it will end up being handed off. Because does find the Talia, doesn't know about Peanut though. Weaver's Wall in Cataclysm.
Yep, the lay wastes are going to come in here. Rascal does have Cannon Barrage available. The globals when it comes to damage is certainly something that they have to be careful of. Cuz going to give away his blue buff. As we were talking about before, Pawn was back in base and actually decides not to invest the teleport. Could have potentially got themselves down a ward and been able to.
They definitely could have 3v3'd that. Absolutely could have been able to 3v3 that right there. Some very bizarre pathing coming out of Cuz this game so far, so his advantage on Karthus not as large as it should be, especially not after that opening.
True. Being able to so aggressively just tear apart the enemy jungle, and the fact that Peanut was killed by a support in there himself.
He's pathing right now onto the right-hand side of the map. They have the priority in the bottom lane. Looks like they want to make a move onto the enemy blue buff, but I think the Peanut should be able to eat that, yeah. And
yeah, that's going to be the flash in though. Gets the chain CC. Cuz lands the wall of pain. Cataclysm means that Tucson kills him again. 100% of the kills on the side of Kingzone belong to the Rakan. See whether Tucson's going to be able to transition that into anything else. Like you said, Bertha going to go down. Cuz is going to be able to grab that rubber banded Gromp Camp. And it looks like they're going to transition that once again into a Dragon. Without Peanut on the map, this should go over for free.
And we take a look at the gold at the top, and Gen.G is ever so slightly ahead, but that should be expected with the Klepto on the Ezreal. The issue, though, is that they're not really ahead when you factor in the scaling.
Yeah, well, can they actually steal away this Cloud Drake? The answer is no, as Rule is taking so much damage. The culling almost kills him just outright, as Cuz does have his flash available. Oh no, it's coming up very, very soon.
I think he wants to
He'll get himself into the back of this pit. We'll see whether he does. He will just suicide. Requiem not going to be invested, and that is very strange. He had that flashback available, but decides that they were probably going to follow. As you can see, Rascal very, very low. Seismic Shove again going to land on the Pawn. There it is. Rascal throws down the Cannon Barrage. Cube gets the solo kill under the turret.
Oh, man.
And just flashes to get himself out.
Requiem?
Is the Requiem actually going to come in before the back actually lands? And Cuz isn't even going to go for it.
Oh, he doesn't actually have the jungle item. I think at that HP value, the jungle item would be necessary in order to get the kill right there. So, a little bit unfortunate. Just probably outside of the gold range in order to complete that.
Well, Shelly should go down to Peanut here as Wall of Pain comes over. Cuz, can he actually get in? Looks for the lay waste. This is going to be a smite fight. The Weaver's Wall comes in. Cuz steals away Shelly, picks her up as well before he goes down. And now the lay wastes are landing. We'll see where the Requiem does come out. It's not going to be invested. Tucson Grand Entrance in order to get himself out. And that was the suicidal play that we like to see as Rascal even steals Peanut's. Oh my goodness, the flash in, gets himself the passive, and Rascal, he's even got himself a kill. It's just the abuse case onto the Jarvan right now. This game is just not for Peanut as Pawn's able to take down Fly, looking for it.
You have to
here in the mid lane. Yep, there's the Requiem. The last Q is going to land.
But a love shot.
Yeah, the trade going to come in. The last threaded volley. Juve gets himself a plate on the top side. But Rascal, I think that he might have got himself just the advantage that he needs, and that plate isn't even going to go down.
It's really unfortunate for Cube up here in the top lane. He does have a CS lead. What?
We're going to go all the way back to watch Peanut die again. Is this going to be like the Peanut death reel? Is that what this is? The Peanut eulogy replay? That's not what we want to see. Alright, Rascal eats some oranges.
We're trying to take it in.
Not K this time.
Alright. This was the ultimate that ended up coming out. We didn't actually get to see how much HP Cube had remaining.
Nor did we see the sick 1v1 between Lysandra and the Talia. You can see turret plates looking to go down again here on the bottom side. Def, can he actually get it? No, he can't. Oh, no.
Not quite.
Seismic Shove pushes away all of these minions.
Still has the Rift Herald. It looks like he's probably just going to summon it down in bottom lane.
Or he's going to go home.
I think that you do just summon it down in bottom lane, then you use Rascal Gangplank ultimate on the top turret. Yep. Try to live from Peanut. Juke.
Yep, Shelly is going to be thrown down there as Peanut does get himself the knock-up. You can see Rascal just shoots him in the face. And Shelly's going to get her work done down here.
I think he missed, right?
I think there was a slight knock-up there onto Rascal, but it looked a little bit misleading because Oranges would then eat immediately afterwards. Spawn misses a Q, but Fly's going to miss his as well. Looking to turn this one around. We're sitting on an ultimate almost from Vaughn. Yeah, the minions actually helping out as Shelly gets the double charge.
Double charge completed. And Cuz down there in the bottom lane, he's already level 9.
Yeah, Shelly's eventually taken out as Cuz taking a lot of damage there. Taking a turret shot, I believe. Runic Echoes, like you talked about before, finally completed. Ardent Blaze finishes off that last minion. There's Agatha. They get destroyed here by Peanut.
Really? Yeah.
Trying to find something good on the map to take
Found
for himself.
Agatha, and now look, he's going to get Scoodle.
Oh, there we are. Scoodle Rivers goes down.
Absolutely tragic. Heartbreaking, to be honest.
But great news here for Cube on the on-hit cannon. Blade of the Ruin King completed and will be able to destroy the first turret of the game for Gen.G. It's going to be in response, though, to Kingzone, and you can see the gold is very even. 1,000 gold in it means basically the Kingzone's winning. One's being hit by so many seismic shoves. Basically all of them.
This is a living example of the power of Lissandra. Able to get hit by absolutely everything, but as long as you can locate the Q and E key, you can still push in the wave and then eventually recall.
Yeah.
And if you mess up in a trade, press W, get that aftershock, and walk away.
And then, if you walk away and you're still losing out, you press the B button and then the D button straight back to the lane again when all of your health comes back. That's really nice stuff. As Rule is not able to steal away a blue buff with his ultimate, it's more difficult to do that these days. Cuz is looking to just kill whatever he can find on this map that's not a champion.
That'll give him level 10 so that he retains his 1 level lead. It looks like he's going to be itemizing straight into Void Staff as Jeff actually eats the dragon, so that's 100 gold going over to him.
We all know who the carry is.
It's actually something I think is so undervalued that junglers don't allow the laners to do. When there's absolutely no chance of a contest, I think giving the dragon to the laner.
Now that it's worth 100 gold.
Yeah,
I agree. A little bit more of a recent change than people expect, I think. It's only, I think it was this year that it became worth 100 gold instead of the 25 that it's always been. Shove finally avoided there from Vaughn. Vaughn knows that you can now walk out of it. Nicely done. Barrel not going to find Cube at all. Blade of the Ruin King traded for it as does get poked out. Oh no, Cube's just really good at destroying barrels.
Yeah, Cube is so far ahead in the CS department. That's where all of the gold is right now.
Yeah. It's on the cannon, but unfortunately, he's not going to be able to as easily transition this into a lead for Gen.G because he's the on-hit split push style cannon instead of that team fighting cannon. So when we're looking for the engages for Cube, he's going to be using his ultimate for utility, and it's going to be about the auto attacks that are really going to be locking things down. So different cannon to watch in these team fights can still certainly work out. He's going to be mostly about side lane pressure. Shove doesn't find Vaughn. Okay, Peanut once again getting hunted by Cuz.
Right now we are in a little bit of a lull state yet again. You did say earlier that we were definitely due for some Clown Drakes tonight, so we are getting all of the Cloud Drakes.
It is an overcast day here in Kingzone versus Gen.G Game 2.
And Kingzone, a little bit different than game number 1. I think that they're even more content to just allow some of their champions to keep scaling.
Yeah, as long as they can keep this map as wide open as possible, I think that as soon as Cuz misses out on his camps because Gen.G have too much map control, that's when you have a big problem. However, the Karthus is able to eat through so many camps so fast that they are putting the pressure onto Gen.G far more. Clearing out some control ward vision here is now Kingzone looking for this topside pressure, and Ruler's going to get pushed away from this outer turret. Low half health, but may not actually get taken down just here. Okay, it's just gone. Never mind. Kingzone easily able to get rid of it. Didn't know whether they'd have quite enough damage, but I was wrong. Juve sets up shop down here once again. Trinity Force is done here for Rascal. Okay, barrels are going to go down and Cuvée is going to get slowed up. But look at this. He's not going to get deterred from destroying this turret on the bottom side.
Red buff now going to be picked up by Karthus. Doesn't actually, oh, no, never mind. He's actually going to save it.
Yeah, he's going to give the red buff over to Lucian, most likely. So Def is going to have that one. Def gets what Def wants. And that's going to mean that Kingzone are going to claw themselves back into this race towards the gold lead. Very, very close. About 200 gold is going to be in it. See, 199 CS. 200 at 1850 is great.
Oh, they want to make a play here against Cuvée. But see, this is the first time ever Rascal has moved aggressively.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter if Cuvée has a ward or not. The story that Rascal's been telling this game, that movement isn't congruent with it.
Nope.
Something is definitely abnormal. You don't even have to be an elite level pro player to just know something is definitely off.
Yep.
And that something might be coming your way. So Cuvée ends up just backing up.
But pretty comfortable for Cuvée to be in this very long lane as the cannon. Extra movement speed with the Lightning Rush means that there's not a lot of chance here for Kingzone to actually get any ganks off. Especially not when the ganks are going to come in from the Karthus. But trading farm is going to be in favor of Kingzone as this game moves further and further towards the late game. Their damage is going to be very comfortably mixed between AD and AP. They're going to have so much AoE and so much control with the Lissandra. There's just a bevy of things that you like to have in team fights.
Yeah. Everything is going quite well. And so, another barrel, but does look like eventually this turret should fall.
Yeah.
Everyone moving to the Cloud Drake, but it's not a high priority target. Just give it away to Gen.G. It's not worth losing the game over potentially.
I mean, Cuz can try and steal with lay waste, but there's no point in throwing your life away. I think you're exactly right. And that's what Kingzone decide to do as well. 4-5 is going to be the kill score here as 20 minutes ticks over. Baron is alive.
Oblivion Orb.
Oof.
Bad itemization.
Is it?
Yeah, let me tell you why.
What is it supposed to be?
You're supposed to get Void Staff because the enemy already showed you.
Aha! Well, Cannon Barrage comes down here. That's a very, very dead Peanut once again.
That's a lot of damage. It's just by the Requiem.
Peanut is
So,
almost all of the deaths.
The Requiem will do a lot of damage only to Ruler and I suppose Kennen until he gets maybe Wit's End, which I'm assuming
could be next item.
Could be the next item. And I think it would be actually a pretty good item with the Ezreal and the Talia in the team. But the reason that the Oblivion Orb on Karthus is so weird is that there's not any healing, really, on the side of Gen.G. Not too much. And then completing into Morellonomicon just feels bad.
Yep.
It's quite a heavy commitment. And the enemy team already showed that they were investing into magic resistance. And so you should just get the Void Staff.
Well, Cuvée going to get barreled a couple of times, but not going to be hit by the third as Cuz comes in. And Cuvée walks away yet again.
But what a great game of ping pong we've had here.
Yeah, really has been
This
that.
is the real focus.
The Sailor Gangplank, he gave up on his pirated times.
You know when you play Pokemon and there's the Sailor Pokemon trainers?
Yep, that always have magic
That's
up, and
what
you're like, why?
bottom is. Yeah.
Yeah, and it feels like Rascal is running around using Splash over
And
and
there's
over
a
again.
Gengar that just constantly keeps coming over.
Yeah. Well, Cuvée decided not to go for a Wit's End. He's got a Ginsu's Rage Blade already picked up. As we have a look at the gold difference, this has been slinking between Kingzone and Gen.G, but never more, once again, than about 1.7. Echoes what was happening in game number 1. And what has Gen.G always been struggling with, and that's been having control in anywhere outside of the late game, right? Gen.G as a team for many years has always been, we're going to beat you in late game team fights. Their early game pressure has not been there, so why not just draft Gangplank and Karthus?
So here, Looking like it's going to be like game number 1. We got another 17 minutes to go here, Atlas.
Hey, but Deft this time is 1-0-0. Has himself a bounty. So I'd say that this is actually going better for Kingzone, and they won pretty comfortably. In the first game, Fly comes on over. That Control Lord is going to spot him, and eventually his tower does go down.
Karthus continues to farm, but he's not getting any edges.
Yeah, this is almost a Flame Horizon.
Yeah.
Oh my god. He's real scared. Alright, Culling flies in. Deft tries to clear out the minion wave. That was nerfed a while ago though, so not going to be too helpful. Weaver's Wall, not going to get Deft into a sticky scenario, but he can't clear out the backline minions. And that is going to be the tower most likely falling down. Okay, not going to fall just yet. Deft actually playing very far up. Ruler does manage to get the last auto attack. And a fair bit of damage. As the pressure from Gen.G is starting to pile up.
Up in top lane.
Alright, we'll take down the inner turret. That's going to get something
That
back.
is so strange.
Whoa. Alright.
Rascal trying to do his best, holding on here.
QV is just so damn strong.
Yeah.
In any 1v1 scenario, it feels like he just has way too much control. Trump Barrage is looking for the pirate, but he moves the other direction. QV backs away. Because camp after camp after camp continues to have a level advantage here as the Karthus will go back home, Merlinomicon most likely in hand. We've got a Zhonya's Hourglass completed here for Pawn and a Dash Cannon. He's very happy. And Deft is heading towards item number 3.
Void Staff, finally.
Scaling. Oh, he actually decided to go for the Void Staff.
Got it.
Okay,
so
nice.
this is fine. Now everything is a-okay. You have the Oblivion Orb for the Ezreal as well. So Ruler is almost getting true damage. In fact, actually, he might be getting true damage. Not entirely sure what Ezreal's magic resistance is right now, but with the Sword Pen Boots and the Oblivion Orb,
the MR
could definitely
be super high.
Yeah.
Could be that high. Slight advantage now for Kingzone as far as gold is concerned, but we're not really looking at the gold here.
Oh, 35. Yeah, he's I think he actually is getting true damage. You get the 40% for the, or you get...
QV, he's just destroying any lane he enters. Rascal just has no answer. Alright, well.
So Kingzone, yeah, they're going to have to do something because obviously Rascal is having quite a bit of difficulty trying to maintain and contain the Kennen split push. QV heads over to eat the Cloud Drake.
He's going to be able to get it. It's an Ocean. It's
Cuz.
He's just going to get popped by Ruler. We'll see whether the Anger Requiem is going to come out. It's not. Cuz holds on to it. And it's just really sad times. It's going to be Gen.G grabbing that Ocean Drake for free, but no extra being gained for Kingzone top side of the map. That's just a whoopsie. And LS is almost falling out of his chair. Now I'm actually regretting being excited about the Karthus, because if they mess up the Karthus, you're going to be even more tilted.
Yes. Because now we're just never going to see it again.
Well, unless he just wins anyway.
Well, there you go. See? Mm-hmm. No, people will look for reasons why it's bad.
Well, he takes the claw. He's fine. Gets himself out. No vision available on Baron at the moment. Gen.G not going to opt in for it or anything like that.
It's going to come down.
We are 10 CS away from the Flame Horizon for QV. God, he's so far ahead.
One last team fight is going to have to be what decides this game. As with another Ocean Drake, there's nothing too exciting.
No.
You can just give that away to Gen.G, and then you have to wait for the Elder. So, as I told you at 23 minutes Atlas, we had 17 minutes remaining.
Yep.
13 to go here.
QV is 3,000 gold ahead. That's a lot of gold.
Yeah. I do believe that it's like 2,000 plus 1,000.
It's a big amount of money.
Yeah.
Large monies.
Bloodthirster, interesting.
All right.
Completed for the cannon.
Double lifesteal, overshield, okay.
I guess he wants to be able to just be an immovable object inside of the split push, and that's the win condition now for Gen.G.
He's going to do a lot of damage, but he's still going to pop if anyone comes near him. One comes along over. I don't think that Fly actually saw him make his way in there. No, Troll did actually spot him. So Kingzone fighting for control top side of the map, and QV continuing just to try and make himself a nuisance here on the bottom side. Executioner's Calling has been picked up by Rascal just to deny the lifesteal on the cannon. It's absolutely terrifying. The fact that even had to happen. Lucian will be able to at least take down his red buff. Clears out the chicken's camp as well, and now going to be able to grab that mid lane. Parlay should get rid of that cannon creep, but Cuvée is getting ever closer. That's a real deep teleport.
That is. He's going the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cuvée, you're not long for this world, buddy.
Cannon Barrage comes in. That's going to be the ultimate. There's no QSS. The barrel is going to be utilized, and that's it. 1,000 gold picked up into the back pocket of the Gangplank.
Did come at the cost of the Gangplank ultimate, though, which I'm not entirely sure if it was necessary, given that Tushin...
It'll be up relatively quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, there is some CDR already, 20% completed.
Yeah.
And Tucson, like you say, uses the Redemption to spot out that Baron Pit. It's not going to be done in response from Gen.G. So it looks like Kingzone just kill the rat and walk away scot-free. As LS slumps back in his chair, wondering why no one is doing anything on Summoner's Rift. Why Gen.G is just letting Kingzone kill their cannon with no response.
Well, the thing is that there's a lot of options available, but people don't...
All right, now Baron is going to get started.
There we go.
Yeah.
The coin flip.
Yeah.
I think it's actually...
Oh, they are going to pull away. Tucson, they're looking for him. The Grand Entrance gets the Rakan out of there.
Definitely could have burst it, and they just didn't know that they could have burst it.
Yeah.
Those are the saddest parts.
Yeah, well,
when you pull off the Baron before the enemy actually commits.
Control Ward's going to be replaced. Tucson has the Grand Entrance and the Black Battle Dance. Cuz not going to actually give him any options there. As Tucson says, come on, man. Shot Barrage, but that's just Cuz with no smite necessary. Just takes his blue buff. Very easily done. I want to actually have a look at Cuz to see how many of his Dark Harvest stacks he's picked up. I'm sure it's not too many at this stage. But as Rascal keeps piling on these items one after the other, what do you reckon the next couple are? Do you reckon we go for some crit?
The Mortal Reminder is really, really, really surprising to me because there's no armor on the side.
He just wanted to turn his Executioner's Call into
yeah,
something.
I guess that's what he's aiming for there, but I do suppose that crit is probably the next path that Gangplank ends up going.
Do you go Static Shiv and a Infinity Edge or something like that? Because you've already got the Lifeline passive taken up by the Sterix Gauge.
I think the Static Shiv is not good because they already have so much MR. And you don't need the Shiv at this point for wave clear anymore because the game's just...
What's this behind enemy lines? Look at Pawn. He's doing an Owen Wilson impression, but that's a great prediction there from Peanut. Puts Pawn in the Cataclysm, doesn't have his Claw, does get the self-ult off. As Rascal finds some barrels, the Requiem's going to come in. This is all the AoE, and Pawn's even able to survive for so incredibly long. They trade it 1-for-1 as Cuz is going to find his way forward. The quickness is going to tag up Cuvée. Takes so much damage from Def. Double tap and he's dead. And that is Cuvée with such a huge advantage for Gen.G. Just falling down and Kingzone being able to transition into this beautiful Ocean Drake. Delicious.
Oh, I know how exciting. Yeah. That's great. That dragon is...
That's what you wanted.
That is definitely what you wanted after that kind of a commitment in a fight. I mean, I guess one of the upsides, though, is that Cuz gets to walk away from this. He's almost level 16 here on the Karthus, and I really like the...
Secret Agent Lissandra.
Yeah, Secret...
Never mind me.
Secret
that
Agent
knockup
Lissandra.
was great from Peanut.
Mid-tier, 1-tier of Gen.G is still alive, so it's not even like he's going for one of those kind of flanks.
Yeah.
Weaver's Wall came in here, Requiem being cast by Karthus. And Def was able to pick up the kill onto Peanut, and then shortly thereafter, Cuvée wanted to get himself an orange. Gotta get himself some of the Gangplank barrels, so.
Sometimes there's some tasty things in those barrels, though, LS. You know, you can't put a man down. You want to have a look what's inside. Having conversations about fine wines. You told me that you've never actually had one.
Yeah,
so how would you know how valuable they are?
You know what? You got me.
Yeah, see, there you go. There you go. Someone's got to stick up to Cuvée and what he believes in. I believe in his love of taking down barrels. Gen.G now actually milling about this Baron Pit, seeing what they can do. He's actually going to get a little bit upset as the control vision is available here for Kingzone. Tucson doesn't want to be tanking this one up.
They just want to start it.
Yeah, Cuvé's going to have to teleport if he wants to find his way forward, but True Shot Barrage, yeah, that's not going to lose damage as it goes forward. Ruler not going to get tagged up by these barrels, and Rascal, if he's going to have an impact later on in this game, he's going to have to land those. But that was Kingzone's opportunity to go for a Baron, and now it's done, because Cuvée is very, very close to knocking down this inhibitor turret.
And it does look like we are destined to have to wait for the Elder Dragon, just like in game number 1 Atlas.
Yep, it's feeling like that once again. But I think now Gen.G do at least have the... Oh my goodness, once again, Owen Wilson behind enemy lines, Lissandra. Here on the top side of the map.
We need some James Bond music for this stuff.
Yeah, or some Pink Panther music, depending on what one's actually going to do here. There's Peanut. He's going to walk right into it. There's a circle of frost. Floor comes out. Vaughn says, I have the information. I'm the best control ward on this map. Yeah, gets his control ward over, but look at this. Kingzone, they have the vision. They know that he's there. No issues. We're looking for a Guardian Angel next, I believe, for Rascal. As the BF sword's there, unless he wants to go just straight into the Infinity Edge instead. I like the extra damage though. Clear out minion waves as quickly as you can. That's a big old overshield there for Cuvée. And LS is making some real uncomfortable eye contact right now. He's just, why are they not doing anything? That's what I read.
That's what you read?
Yeah, that's what I read.
All right.
Well, that's the at least broadcast appropriate thing of what I read.
Okay. I like that. Guardian Angel should be able to be completed here soon, actually, by Rascal. As we got 2 minutes to go until the Elder. So remember the 40-minute mark, I told you about that, 23 minutes.
Yep.
We got a little bit longer to go. Need you to hang on tight.
All right, I'm hanging.
Right.
Hanging. Okay. 200 gold difference between these two teams. Kingzone 1 kill in advantage.
Big deal.
Look at that. The wall of pain is down, and then they go for the sick play of the backs.
Karthus is almost 16, and with Pawn having, I think he already has 40% CR. He has full mana. I think giving the XP over to Karthus would be a much more valuable choice.
But I don't think they would have been able to actually get there to get that one done. Grand Entrance gets Tucson out of there. Control ward goes down. Pawn's able to get rid of this vision here in the Wolf Pit. And the Baron has been started yet again. Kingzone with their pants down just a little bit. They do get the vision, but are they just going to commit to this? Ruler playing frontline. Wall of Pain goes in, and once again, Gen.G back away because they know that they're going to have the advantage here on the bottom side. Cuvée looking to break open that inhibitor turret, and he does so. Baron now going to get started. You've got the 1v1 coming in here between the Gangplank and Cuvée. But look at that, he's got so much lifesteal. He's completely comfortable. As now Rascal's going to get taken down. Pawn looking to make his way in. The Requiem is going to come down as well. But this will mean that Kingzone will have to give away this Baron. Oh no.
No.
It's not going to go down. Karthus did too much damage with his Requiem.
Yeah, Karthus had other plans in mind.
Oh my goodness.
So now Elder Dragon will be going over to Kingzone most likely.
Well, there are. I mean, Tucson did die. As Def looking to push this wave up, relentlessly pursued forward. That's not how the word pursue works. Actually, it's.
Cuvée has teleport up, and so does Rascal. Rascal does not have his Gangplank ultimate available, however.
It is halfway back up though.
This is, oh man. All right, never mind. Layways. They were looking real juicy for a second. Because might have to go for a Hail Mary steal here.
Frozen Tomb is available. Yeah. Pawn gets himself over. Yeah, they're going to go for this 50-50. There's the pullback, but Karthus is dead, but he's in his death defy. All right, we're looking for the Elder Drake. It is going to get pulled away from. The layways do go down, and Peanut is incredibly low. Deft is inside this pit. That's Rascal. He's got the gigantic shield from the Seraphs. There's the redemption. Tucson picks up the kill on Fly. That's going to be the Elder. It's taken by Deft of all people. Gen.G do manage to win out on the fight. They lose 2 members. Only 3 left alive, but they don't even get the buff that they were looking for, and they're the only ones with the smite.
Yeah, that was a really unfortunate circumstance. I'm curious to see if they're going to try to end the game here. Only 10 seconds, though, on Karthus.
Yeah, there's another 13
man.
left on Tucson
That's
as
a
well.
lot of damage.
Yeah, they will be able to break open the base. Peanut is very close to going down. If Deft can actually stop these backs, Requiem is available.
Oh, Karthus.
They are going to spot it. There we go. See you later, guys. That's a double kill. And that should be Kingzone picking up the Baron and possibly breaking the base open themselves.
And so now the top inhibitor, they don't have a teleport. Oh, they do actually have one available on Pawn. Curious if Deft is actually going to be able to spot him out here. He did.
Oh, that was blind as well.
Man.
Stops that back. Winter's Bite doesn't land. He's looking just to push this one forward. You can see how bloodthirsty Deft is. He's got so much damage. The only member of the team that does have the Elder Drake buff, but who else do you need it on, basically? That top inhibitor turret is down incredibly low. The mid lane inhibitor turret is dead. And Kingzone, they have one thing on their mind. It is going to be that Baron. Barrels come in.
Yeah,
they feel
up.
like they've certainly got to the scaled up stage. And they're going to leave a control ward in this bit because they know no one's going to get over here. They can't challenge for this one. The Baron dies in an instant.
And now the Doom push is all that Kingzone need, as the smoke and mirrors of Gen.G, which is the split push cannon, is not an option anymore, because now Kingzone can basically say, no, you're coming to us, or we're going to end the game. But first, we're going to take a little bit of a pause here.
This is still the LCK, all right? Calm down. Calm down with your proactive play nonsense.
Okay, take a look at this. They take the Blast Cone over, and then interestingly enough, Fly doesn't use the Weaver's wall at all, and so Deft and friends are able to come back into this. Wall of Pain came down. Rascal trying to get some good barrels off. Tushin comes in with the quickness. Pawn on the right-hand side. And right here, Peanut goes all the way back in to try to add a little bit of damage there. And he ended up smiting, I believe, the champion?
Did he?
His smite
I don't think he was in smite range of the Elder Drake.
Yeah, that was strange.
That was really strange. Yeah, Rule, look at how many of these shots that he tanked.
That was really sad.
All the burn
This
damage.
is the best feeling in the world when Karthus is on your team. It's the worst when you're against it.
Oh no, even uses his ult.
It says please.
Oh, look at him.
Let's go fast, let's go fast.
Cuz was very excited about that Requiem doing so much damage, and now this is all the advantage going over to Kingzone. We haven't checked in with the gold for a little while, but it's 5,000 in the lead of Kingzone after all is said and done.
Yeah. I mean, it's 40 minutes though, so gold doesn't really, everyone's basically full item at this point, so it doesn't matter all that much.
Culling does a fair bit of damage, guys.
Yeah.
Just want to point that one out.
It's a fair bit. This is the problem when you are essentially a poke and siege comp and you are met with Baron.
And also, Kennen doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to be in his base trying to defend. He wants to be split pushing. True Shot Barrage does no damage to these Baroned up minions. Nexus turrets are now falling down as Rascal is going to get booped back. The gangplank on the wrong side of the wall, but he has the GA. Peanut is going to die as he gets just onto the fountain, but that is not enough. Pawn flashing on forward. Oh my god, the damage onto the cannon as Kuz gets so much health back, but it doesn't matter. The Nexus is taken down and Kingzone get the 2-0 over Gen.G.
The silver lining for me here is that the Karthus was not oppressive enough to start warranting bans, because then he would get nerfed. Then he's being played in multiple regions.
Yeah, that's the big problem here. Kuz is actually, he's listened to...
Korea had to go through hell for a year with Camille. Because other regions couldn't pilot
that's true.
her.
I mean, LPL was even worse, right? Because LPL played her from the jungle much better than any other region.
So, Camille terrorized this region for a year due to other regions' incompetence. All right, now, if Karthus ends up showing up too much in LCK, that's 2 major regions. That would get him nerfed. You can't have that.
Devastating. Absolutely devastating.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder whether Deft is actually going to be able to pick up the MVP here. He was the one that was able to steal away the Elder Drake. I have a feeling that Kuz might be in line for another one, but Deft played this game out much better and actually he was the perfect bridge for getting Gangplank and Karthus into a late game stage. And I think Secret Agent Lissandra, whilst being certainly great, didn't necessarily get a whole lot of work done as far as making things happen. So Tucson and Deft, I think the MVP belongs to at least one of those here this game because Tucson got a solo kill on the jungler in the early
Well,
game.
I mean,
as well,
we
remember?
do process of elimination. Is it the gameplay? No.
No.
Is it because I actually don't think so. I think that his pathing was...
He didn't win enough.
No, he didn't win enough, especially given how gross of an advantage he had early on. In fact, he actually made Karthus look balanced.
Yep.
So,
which is great for Karthus enthusiasts such as yourself.
Exactly.
You know, so maybe we do give him the
can't-
MVP.
So we can't give it to Cuz.
Okay.
Then, you have Pawn, and he was Secret Agent Pawn
Yeah.
at some points. But I don't think that we can give it to him, because he
No.
ended up getting caught out. There was definitely some chaotic stuff going on there. So,
Yeah.
process of elimination, we're down to Deft and Tushin. Deft got the Elder. He set up the Karthus Requiem.
He
They
did.
got the 2 kills,
And the Baron.
and the Baron.
Yep. And that actually
And
gave
he
Kingzone
did
their
things.
first big lead.
I think it's Deft.
But
I think it goes
Tucson
Deft.
killed Peanut
That is true.
in their jungle.
That is true. I think it goes Deft, Tushin, Pawn, Cuz, Rascal.
I agree. I think you've got the right
I think
idea.
that's the order of
I think the
MVPs.
choice between Tucson and Deft can go either way, and I
Right.
wouldn't be too upset.
I think the real MVP of the match, honestly, though, is
The
Cuvée. In all seriousness, because he
Yeah,
was
it's
he
true.
was the most valuable player in that game, by far.
Just unfortunately, he
Yeah.
wasn't on the winning team.
That Karthus Requiem, even after
Yeah.
Gangplank had died, able to dish out enough damage to repel them.
And also
From the
then
Baron.
Bond made the rotation down,
Yeah.
so they get the kill.
Cool champ.
Yeah, pretty cool. I do like seeing the on-hit cannon make his way back and actually look. You can see
Yeah.
exactly why
He actually
that
had
decision was made.
Pretty good success.
Yep, Neon here, big smile on his face as
He's
usual.
always smiling.
Yep, his team certainly won a game there as Pawn and Akon, old friends on different teams back in 2014, but certainly still close. Samsung boys. It was Looper that was joining Pawn back in the day on Samsung White. Samsung Blue
Looper?
was.
He doesn't even play solo queue anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
think.
He played some old Akali on the top side of the map and then fell
Dade-
away
you
into
know-
obscurity.
Dade still plays. He hovers anywhere from D3 to like
Really?
Master 100-ish. Yeah.
Does he still play just TF and Yasuo?
Nope. He plays abundance of things.
Wow, it's crazy. I remember
Changes
when he was
his
back
ID.
on Masters 3, and as soon as you banned away 3 champions from him, just didn't do anything. It was a little bit unfortunate. Dade, a phenomenal player, though. And has a gigantic legacy, and a lot of the players here in this game had a lot of legacy as well, but unfortunately for Gen.G, theirs wasn't strong enough to get them over the line. It was a 2-0 from Kingzone DragonX, and now second place is actually a very real thing for this Kingzone squad. They are going to be going to the MVP interview, but afterwards we're going to have a look at the standings, and the standings are going to be very, very interesting as we wrap up this week. Still only 2 more weeks to go, and next coming weeks are going to be very exciting as far as where these standings are going to go.
Kingzone actually have 2 relatively easy matches potentially
Yeah, until
coming up
Griffin,
inside of until Griffin. Right at the very end there, they have KT and they have Afrika.
Yep.
So they have that going for them. We're taking a look at the highlight.
And actually, I'm really glad that we showed Cuvé's highlights here because he did play very, very well.
There was 300 HP remaining on the cannon. I don't think he's in Dark Harvest range. I think Karthus Requiem deals like anywhere from 205 to like 220.
I'm pretty sure
even with
Karthus
the
didn't
Dark
even get
Harvest.
an assist on
Yeah.
that particular kill on
Yeah,
Peanut.
this was really weird. This was Cuz really trying to overforce something for absolutely no reason. And right here, this is the Trinity Force right here.
I'm actually really glad that Cuvé deserved that many people to come down and kill him.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cuvé.
Yeah,
for being great.
Cuvée did a fantastic job on the cannon in this game. Definitely had Gen.G won this.
Yep.
He
I actually think
deserved
that there needed to be
MVP.
3 people.
Cool ability on our screens right here. We're going to see who ends up getting the MVP in a second. This was Tushin just barely missing out on Fly there, but
That was Def finishing it up.
yeah, Def finishing it off. And then right here, definitely some unfortunate circumstance. Wall of Pain was able to be cast. Definitely maximizing values on those late wastes. And the Elder yeah, look at this.
Yeah, Peanut goes into the stopwatch, then flashes to get out of the way of Def, and then Def just keeps fighting.
Yeah, he
the Elder.
smited. He smited Rascal.
And then it goes down to 37 health, and he misses the flag. Oh my goodness. Now what a comedy of errors.
I would smite Rascal in that situation.
Oh, wow, look at Ruler just burning down with the Elder Drake that Peanut could have got for his entire team.
He could burn boiled water with mistakes like that. Let that sink in.
Burn boiled water. Are we going back to our Steam conversation again? Was that a test? Was that a pop quiz? Did you just give me a pop quiz and I didn't even know?
My grandmother would always use that as an insult when someone can't cook.
Oh, yeah.
They could burn boiled water. That's how bad they are.
That's actually pretty good. That is definitely a grandma joke.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Also, what was fantastic was 20,000 damage being done by the jungler once again. Cuz doing a whole bunch of work. Not actually getting the highest in the game this time, but quadrupling that of his opponent in the jungle. Karthus is a good champion, LCK teams. And don't worry, Cuz kept it subdued for LS so that we don't get too many Karthus bans, and he continues to poke his head up.
He gets to poke his head up. I would be very excited to cast, but not when I'm not on the deck.
Yeah, well, Deft is going to be able to pick it up, and that is going to put him ahead of Chovy, 1.1k. On the MVP points, we've seen players win the MVP award with less.
Yep. And so right here, Deft coming over the edge right there. That was some nice damage. Karthus Requiem right here as well. That's a beautiful fan. Deft doing a fantastic culling right there. Able to also follow up on Tushin's engage onto Cuvee. You have to wonder what Cuvee was actually doing right there, though.
Barrel.
Right thing. Yeah.
Barrel.
Really needed the oil.
Yep. Gets it. And Deft, first place for the Alpaca, out on his own, breaking that 100 gap between himself and Chovy. Not sure who's going to be playing next, whether it's Griffin or Kingzone. See whether Deft is going to be able to come out ahead, or whether Chovy, in a bounce back week potentially for Griffin, could actually find his way on top as LS is digging through to see who's there to
MVP
challenge
award
him.
actually seems pretty hard for mid laners.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's Chovy, right?
Yeah, it's mostly only Chovy. Chovy and then Showmaker.
Yep, well, we are going to throw it over to the MVP interview, so let's throw it over to G-Sun for some translation.
Thank you very much, guys.
안녕하세요.
Translation, and we're going to be joined by Kuz and Def for today's MVP interview. Well, Gen.G recently defeated Griffin recently, so how did you prepare for today's series? It was more like a stomp.
오늘 경기 이제 1세트는 정말 마음에
Game 1,
들었는데
I am satisfied with my own performance, but Game 2, I was really playing clean, so I'm sorry for my teammates. And I gotta do better next time. Def, how was today's series? Did it go as you planned?
일단 팀적으로 1세트는 이제
As a
제가
team,
좀
Game 1,
초반에 뭐 플래시나 그런 거가
Well,
빠져서 좀
I had some hard time because my flash was down, but Game 2,
구도대로 잘 가야겠다 했는데 이번에
I
위쪽에서
just wanted to play as the matchup is, so I think I fairly did it well. Well, some of the laner are having some hard times, but because you were able to kind of turn the game around, but in Game 2 was a very, you guys are performing really great. So we want to talk about draft first. Nami, GP, Karthus, there were a lot of unexpected picks. So Deft, I want to ask you about the Nami.
이제 딱히 대회를 참고한 거보다는 이제 저희가 스크림에서
Well, it's not that we saw it on competitive games. During the screams, I thought we were thinking of some support champions to play with Lucian and get some good results with Nami.
이렇게 되진 않았어요.
And this actually did not happen during the screams. Was it better at screams? Yes. We were having an easy game, taking the first turret, but J4 did a lot of gank in the bot lane, so I was having a bit of a hard time. Well, bot laners were suffering, but because you were able to play around top and mid lane and gain the momentum back, was that your own decision? Well, it was one of my decisions, but I think all the other players were on the same page. And I mean, if I keep going for the bot lane, it was actually Nami on our support. So it could have been harder, so I would just rather wanted to play around Vladimir. Game 2, you played Karthus. Was that a pick for today, or did it just come out in the middle of the pick and ban? We have been preparing it
좋다
as a team,
생각했고
but I personally
원래
think
오늘
Karthus
나올
is
것
a
같진
good pick.
않았는데 갑자기 이제
But today was not the
제가
day that I was
픽하면 뭔가
expecting to
좋을
play
것
it.
같다고 생각이 들어서
But
좀
suddenly it just came into my mind.
픽한
So
느낌이 있어요.
yeah, I just locked it in
갑작스럽게 나온 거
without
치고는
plan.
노래를 정말 제대로 부르셔가지고 그 멀리서
But you had the great
두 명씩
concert,
잡아내는 장면이 정말
right? You had double kill on your
인상적이었습니다. 자, 그리고
Requiem.
2세트 얘기는 데프트 선수의 장로 얘기를 안 해볼 수가
In game
없겠죠.
2, I want to talk about the
저희
Elder
화면
Drake.
보면서 얘기 나눠볼게요.
So first, let's go through the replay.
자, 이때 위에서 정말 일촉즉발의 상황이 벌어지고
There
있는데
were
데프트 선수는
big fights on the top side, but you were
이
consistently
판단은
doing damage on the Elder Drake. Was
판단이었나요?
that your own decision,
팀원들이 콜이 있었나요?
or did your teammates told you to do so?
제가 판단을 했던 건데
Well, I did
제가 판단했을 때
that
일단
by
위에
my. I mean, that was my own
싸움이
decision
볼 수 없다고 생각이 돼서 이제
because I thought taking the Elder Drake
사실
would be
결과적으로는
more
팀원
helpful.
4명이 다 죽으면서 와 이러다 밀리는 거
But
아니야
actually,
생각이
4 of your
들었는데
teammates
지켜내셨고요.
went down at the
저렇게,
team fight,
잘
but
키는 시안이니까
you
내가
secured
지킬 수
the
있겠다고
inhibitor.
판단을 하셨던 건가요?
일단 상황이 상대 팀이 이제 체력이 굉장히 많이
So
깎여
that was a
있어서 아마
situation
방어를
where
하지
the
않을까
Gen.G players were
싶었는데
very low on health.
오히려
So I was expecting them to
저한테
actually try Baron,
들어가서
but well, so they gave me the opportunity for us to pick up so many kills.
정말 킹존이 한 방에 뒤집는 그런 결과가
That was the
나왔습니다.
moment that you guys
이제
turned the game
약간
around.
사이드 얘기를 해보자면 오늘 폰 선수가 이 세트에서
And I want to talk about these today,
먼저
actually.
앞으로 들어가고 피넛 선수랑 자주 마주치는 장면도 나오고
Pawn
했어요.
has a lot of encounter with Peanut in the jungle.
어떤 걸까요, 폰 선수는?
Was that all planned or calculated?
리산드라가 아무래도 이제 케넨이 리산드라한테 좀 약한 템도 갖고 좀 더
Well,
사이드를 센 템을 가서
Well,
제가 좀더
speaking of side lanes,
보였고 이제
it was about Cannon's item build, and also Pawn said I would rather just play around the jungle, so he tried some proactive plays over there.
주면서 오히려 상대가 당황하는 장면이 많이 나왔고요. 데프트 선수는
And Deft,
이 세트 아주 초반에
in the very early stage of game,
장면이 있었는데
Rakan
저희가
solo
보이스가
killed jungle,
나왔어요.
and we had the mic check on stream.
하는 장면이 있었는데요. 그때 그 뒤에 더 얘기
What happened after that?
일단 상황이 아마
So that
제가
was a
판단했을
situation
때는
where
자르반이
I thought that
플래시로 넘어갈 수 있다고
J4
생각했는데
would use his flash,
안 넘어가더라고요.
but he actually did not.
네, 못 잡았어요.
So I couldn't pick up the kill.
어쨌든 이득을 보고 시작을 했다. 아주 좋은 장면이었습니다. 이렇게 좀 경기 내부적인 얘기 또 약간 사이드적인 얘기까지
So,
해봤고요.
it was really good to
이제
hear about
킹존이
some
뭐
behind
안정권이라고
story of the
하지만
players.
계속 승수를 싸우면 정말
Kingzone,
좋잖아요.
you guys are-
다음 경기 KT와의 경기인데 어떻게 데뷔하실 생각이신가요?
You guys are going to face KT Roaster in your
KT 도
upcoming
되게
series. How are we going to prepare for that?
매력이 있다고
I
생각하는
think
팀이기
KT,
때문에
they also have a huge potential.
더 열심히 준비해서
So we
이번
have to do our best,
젠지전처럼
and
좋은
I just
결과
hope to
내고
pick
싶어요.
up good results just as we did today.
MVP 1위예요.
Deft, you are on the first place
앞으로도 MVP
of the MVP standings.
지만 그래도 팀원들이 이렇게 바텀 또 상체까지 모두 잘해주고
And
이런
also,
구도가 계속 가면 좋을
all
것
the five
같아요.
Kingzone
많이
players are
준비하실
performing so
부분,
well
그런 부분이
recently.
있으신가요?
So
각오 부탁드릴게요.
how are we going to prepare for the KT Roaster series?
KT전 가고.
네.
Oh, you mean the KT Roaster
오늘
match?
오기 전에 이제 동빈이 형이
Before
스코어
today's
선수가
match, Score
네, 꼭 잡아달라고 했는데 이제
texted at me
약속은
to make sure to take down Gen.G, so I
KT전도
kept that
꼭 잡을 수
promise.
있도록
So
하겠습니다.
I'm gonna make sure to take down KT Roaster
부탁을
next week.
들어줬으니까 다음번에는 우리가 승리를 가져가겠다 이렇게 말씀을 해주셨습니다. 야 오늘 진짜 여러분 오늘 경기 너무너무 재밌었는데요.
We
다시
had a
한번 큰 박수
wonderful game,
부탁드립니다.
so let's give a warm round of applause for the Kingzone players.
킹존 선수들 진짜 이제는 빠지는 라인이 없네요. 네 다시 한번
Kingzone, all the
축하드리고요.
5 players
다음
are
경기도
playing
기대해
on
보도록
point, so
하겠습니다.
we'll be
컷 선수,
looking
데프트
forward to
선수
it
만나봤습니다.
in your upcoming
감사합니다.
series, and this will be the end of the
감사합니다.
interview with Cuz and
네,
Deft
오늘
from
경기 모두
Kingzone.
마칠게요.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, G-Sun. And Kingzone DragonX able to get that 2-0, better than the 2-1 they were able to put together pretty shoddily in their first round robin performance against Gen.G. So Kingzone, as the season draws to a close, are looking better and better and are now one match away from SKT and Sandbox, sitting at 10-5 as opposed to the 11-4 with these guys neck and neck. But look at that, plus 10 in comparison to plus 11 and 12. This battle for top 2 is actually getting very, very, very close.
Yeah, and, you know, speaking of the battle for top 2, the battle for bottom 2
Yeah.
is still raging. As who's gonna get 9? Atlas. That is the big question, as everyone there is neck and neck.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. We're going to have a look at that final race to get out of the relegation zone. Afrika, they've got 2 wins on the board.
The easiest road.
Or do they?
Yeah, I think they do, right?
Do they? Hanwha Life, Damwon? That doesn't look too hard,
Hanwha
too
Life,
easy.
yeah, but they have...
Kingzone.
They have
That's a toughie.
well, Jin Air Hanwha Life, I think it is...
Actually, that's true. Everyone's just got a really hard road, right?
But they have Jin Air.
That's true. That's true. You see that one,
So,
you feel like that's going to be a good one.
And everyone knows that Jin Air's final win of the season comes on the last game day against Griffin.
That is true. That's
you're gonna
already
be there
set
for
in
that.
stone. That is set in stone.
Yeah.
Speaking of what's set in stone, Griffin versus Hanwha Life when we come back on Thursday, and then Kingzone versus KT afterwards. Kingzone going to need to keep getting these wins on the board. But if Griffin keep losing, then Sandbox, SKT, even Kingzone have chances to meet them up there towards the top. We were thinking that Griffin were going to far and away demolish their way forward and grab the victory, but they're only one match victory ahead of their opposition now, and honestly anything could happen with only 2 more weeks left of play to go. So thank you very much, Griffin, for keeping it competitive, the battle for the top spot.
Yeah. And Griffin is going to have to show us if they can actually get back into shape.
Yep, exactly right. But they do now have a few days to bounce back. It will be